Hey guys, I'm back. It's Angie with Accountable Living, and my last video I did was about if the accounting industry is right for you, and I had a whole second post-it with questions on there that I forgot to even bring up, so I'm just going to make a part 2 to that video. So let's get right into it. You need to ask yourself, are you okay with sitting in front of a computer 90% of your workday? Meaning you're working a 10-hour day, 9 hours of that day you're going to be sitting in front of your computer, typing, reading, emailing, inputting things into your accounting software. Are you okay with that? Because that is going to bring, for your vision, you might have bad vision. Your eyes are going to be strained. Yes, you're going to get headaches from the screens that you're looking at all day long. Yes, your back is going to hurt. One thing that really hurts on me are my wrists. So I do exercises throughout the day. Sometimes I even have to wear a wristband to help me out. So you have to be okay with that. And there are some things that help. For example, I do have a stand-up desk. So half the day I'm sitting, half the day I'm standing. You can get blue light glasses. You can get the screens that already have that. I have an iMac, so I know that it's a little bit easier on your eyes. If you already have bad vision like I do, I can't wear blue light glasses because I'm usually wearing my glasses to actually see throughout the day. So just keep that in mind, that you're basically going to be on your computer all day long. Number 2, are you okay with traveling? Now, this is mainly for when you get up to the position of senior accountant, supervisor, manager, and higher, partner, things like that, because you're probably going to have to go visit some of your clients at their own location, especially if you go into auditing. A part of the accounting field does include auditing. So you have regular accounting, which could be called business advisory. You could have a tax department, and you could have an auditing department if you're in a public accounting firm. So are you okay with traveling? And again, it's probably going to be, it's hard to say how much time you're going to spend traveling, because we do a lot of meetings now on your computer with Zoom, Teams, things like that. But for auditors, they still have to travel out to the company that they're auditing, and they have to, review inventory. They have to watch processes, and they do have to travel sometimes out of the state to get to those locations. So if that's something you're interested in, you have to be okay with that. You have to have the right attire. You have to have business attire, to travel to your client's location. You have to enjoy flying, going to airports. If you're in the position of supervisor, manager, partner, and you're in the business advisory section, you have to be okay with traveling out to your client's location, because they're going to want you to review their processes, their software. You're going to want to see the way they're doing things, because they could be paying you for an engagement to improve their processes. And you can't see all of that stuff, during a Zoom meeting. You're going to have to travel there. So if you're okay with that, then that's wonderful. Another thing I want to talk about is CPE, Continuing Professional Education. So if you have your CPA exam, in order to keep that current, each year you have to do a certain number, usually 40 hours of CPE, so that you can renew your CPA certificate. You have to be okay with doing that. You have to be organized. You have to keep up with, do I have enough hours for the year? Because if you let that lapse, you can lose your license. Yes, they will give you, depending on the state, a second chance. You pay a fine. you show them that you're up to date, then you can get renewed. But you want to keep on top of that, and sometimes that does cost money. I did find a website called cpaexam.org where you can get free CPE. So I've been using that a lot. There's also an app called Earmark that I use. It's like a podcast. And if you listen to the lecture, you can print a CPE certificate, which is amazing. So there are ways around the financial aspect of gaining your CPE each year, but you just have to remember to stay on top of it and do not wait until the last week of the year to do all 40 hours. I believe each state it's about 40 hours a year of CPE. So you have to be okay with doing that. Okay, the last question I want you to ask yourself. Are you okay learning and keeping up with multiple types of software? Meaning, not only are you going to be using the accounting system, say QuickBooks, Xero, NetSuite, Workforce, or not Workforce, but Workday, which I had to learn a couple years ago. It's an ERP software. You may have to learn one of those larger pieces of software. Are you okay with that? And not only are you going to be having to learn accounting software, but you have to be proficient in Excel or Google Sheets. The company I'm with now, we tend to use Google Sheets so that more than one person can be in it at a time. Are you okay with learning how to do pivot tables and doing sum ifs or VLOOKUP? Because your company is probably going to require that you know how to do those items. You're not always in your accounting software 100% of the time. You're going to be going back and forth from Excel or Google Sheets or something else and using the accounting software in conjunction with that item. A lot of times you're printing reports from your accounting software into Excel, and then you're creating charts and pivot tables. You have to be willing to learn those types of softwares, and it actually helps you a lot because you can put it on your resume. You can create a tech stack for yourself of all the software that you've learned. For example, sales tax software, Avalara, TaxJar. There's other types of software that help with revenue recognition that you can use. There's also software like Microsoft Teams, Slack, all of those things that you're able to put on your resume that will help you when you're job hunting. So just make sure you're willing and able to learn different types of software and make it known during your job interview that you would actually enjoy that, and you would even be willing to teach that to new people when they come to the job. So guys, that was the 3 things that I wanted to talk about that I left out of my last video. So I just said, hey, I'll make a part 2. So this was the part 2. If you haven't seen my part 1, check it out. I'll link it below. Again, if you have any questions, comments, put them below. And I really appreciate you guys watching. You guys have been so nice to me. I love that we're keeping this channel positive. We're helping each other out because we need to enjoy our lives, people. We need to enjoy our jobs. So again, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.